to episode 2 of the Helmet to Helmet podcast. I'm your host, BeZRK. I'm joined here by Luke and Key, and let's get straight into this thing. A big week in the NFL, lots of games that did not see coming my way. Do want to point out that I went 6-8 in picks.
I went 3-11.
Key, he was not here last week. He's joining us now, so he's going to get in on the action this week. Welcome.
Appreciate it, man. Welcome. How y'all doing?
All right. Well, what do you want to get into first then for the scores on the NFL week?
NFL, we got the Thursday game, 49ers, most injuries in the league. I picked the Rams to win because the Rams are relatively healthy, and the 49ers were down to bare bones. Like Kendrick Bourne was the number one receiver, and they won. They pulled it out.
Mac Jones saw a dead body. He saw a dead body before the game, and who would have known? If I would have been told before the game he saw a dead body, I would have been like, oh, I'm taking the Rams 100% of the game. Like that's such a bad omen, but he overcame the odds. Big game for my Broncos, beating the Eagles. Finally, someone had to do it. Someone had to. Chiefs can't, but Broncos will. That's what I always say. Browns. What did you think of Dylan Gabriel?
Okay, so Dylan Gabriel, rookie, first start across the ocean in London against a good defense. He was not the reason we lost. He played better than Joe Flacco this season, which the bar is the floor there. So he did not throw downfield a whole lot, but that's okay. It's his first start. Our receivers probably can't catch anyway. Both Njoku and Harold Fannin, our tight ends, looked just amazing. Both of them are going to be studs. I hope they don't trade Njoku because I've heard rumors that might happen. I have his jersey right there, so I hope they don't.
That would be tough.
I have the jersey collection of doom, though, because I have Jarvis Landry, I have Nick Chubb, I have Odell, Browns Odell. I had a Baker one at one point. Yeah, that's not good. That
happens, I feel like, so often. I'm so scared to get jerseys every time. I wait until I have a Tyrese Pacers one that I didn't get until he signed his extension.
Yeah.
I was confident because I got the Kings one, and then they traded him like 2 months after I got the jersey. I was like, whatever.
So Dylan Gabriel, apparently the Browns are confident in him because Joe Flacco is gone, traded to the Bengals.
Big for the city of Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. He's gonna get hit a lot.
Yeah.
I hope his kids don't watch the games.
I've seen a lot of people want Shedeur Sanders. He's number 2 now, up from number 3. I think we're elevating Bailey Zappi from the practice squad to be our third string now. I hope it doesn't get that far.
What a guy.
But we lose again, and we're probably going to lose a lot this season. It's just the way it is.
Defense will keep you in games.
Yeah.
I think it could have been a lot worse with Dylan Gabriel, but he also didn't have any expectations. The Browns have not had a starting quarterback or a new starting quarterback win their first start. I think they're 0 of their last 18.
Since the reinstatement in '99, I think.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Not going to go over every single NFL game. Did you see the Cardinals, the end of that Cardinals game? The dude dropping the ball?
That game was not real, yeah.
How can people keep dropping? Did you see that? You saw the dude drop the ball? How can people keep dropping?
It's not only Demarcado fumbling before he crosses the line, but he had the Cam Ward interception turned fumble that got batted into the end zone for a Titans touchdown. And the Titans kicker almost missed the game-winning kick, but Cam Ward gets his first win.
I called that one. Proud of Cam.
I picked the Cardinals.
Hey,
I picked the Cardinals too. I can't lie.
The Bengals, the hometown team, they don't look good. I know that they got Flacco, like we said, but the Lions just beat them up. It was very special for David Montgomery. I'm a huge fan of his as an Iowa State fan, Cincinnati kid, and they had a lot of really cool stories on him this week coming home, so I thought that was really cool.
That final score is kind of a lie too. Is the Bengals got a lot of garbage time.
Yeah, a lot of the garbage time scores.
I think it was like 37-10 or something at one point, and that's kind of when the game's over.
Yeah, I did also think that Bills game, the Sunday night game with Bills-Patriots, was really interesting. Drake May gets his first win against a winning team in the NFL. Fun fact. All of his wins before that were all teams with losing records. I heard that on another podcast. Shout out them.
Terrible night for James Cook. Just had to say
that.
Terrible night.
Terrible night. You had James Cook.
After carrying fantasy teams for so long. Yeah, I have been in a couple fantasy teams.
I think he broke like a record for Bills rushing. I can't remember what it was though. I definitely saw something.
He only had like 50 yards, no touchdowns.
Yeah, and then the crazy Monday night game, Trevor Lawrence. It seemed like he tried everything in his power to give the Chiefs the win, but then he still pulled out clutch plays at the end to give them the win.
Well, you have the controversy of his interception being blatant defensive pass interference, not called, so kind of tanks his stats a little bit.
Yeah, but that him tripping and then still running into the end zone, I mean, I respect it. That was not a play that you expect to see, but yeah, he got tripped by his own offensive lineman and is a dog, and he runs into the end zone, and they were hyped after the game in the locker room. I saw all those videos, and I can't blame them. That's probably their biggest win that they've had in a long time. I know that they made the playoffs not too long ago, but good things going. In the AFC South, two great teams.
Actually competitive, yeah. We didn't expect
Colts
that.
and Jaguars, I mean, I did not have that on my bingo card, that's for sure.
It's a rock and a hard place for Browns fans because in the Jaguars trade up to get Travis Hunter in the draft, the Browns own the Jaguars' first-round pick next year. And I was hoping that the Browns' own first-round pick is going to be high because we're terrible. But we were hoping that the Jaguars could also maybe have a high draft pick and we can have something to play with, but now they're 4-1. But at the same time, the Chiefs losing is a national holiday. So
national holiday.
I love
and the Yankees just lost last night.
Yeah.
That was magical for me.
So
I stayed up watching that.
It's a win either way, I guess.
Yeah, I mean you can take it. You guys have your own draft picks?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're just tanking for your own.
Yeah, because we were number 2 overall, and then we traded back to 5 to get Mason Graham, who's a stud, and the Jaguars picked Hunter.
Who do you want? Who would you want next year, as of right now?
Well, originally it was tank for Arch, but not anymore. I want either Lenora Sellers from South Carolina or John Mateer from Oklahoma.
I would want Sellers. He's so good. He looks, I don't know, they're so dysfunctional at South Carolina, but every single time that I watch him play, he just makes throws that look so effortless. It's kind of like the Cam Ward kind of effect, and they had a bye week last week, so they didn't play, but some crazy games in college football from the weekend. Unfortunately, I had to witness the Iowa State Cyclones lose in person to the Cincinnati Bearcats, and I may have been a bit too confident before the game started. May have potentially said in a blog that if Iowa State lost, I would dye my hair red when they play Cincinnati in basketball, which is January 17th. I went to bed at like 6 p.m. on Saturday night, maybe slightly intoxicated, just not in a good mood, thinking about the fact that I had to dye my hair red in the future. And I bleached my hair once in COVID time. I bleached it. My friend convinced me. It did not look good. And I put a red hair effect filter from Snapchat on me, and I did not look good. And so now I'm very concerned.
Test it out.
I'm waiting as long as possible. I thought about kind of cop out cheating and like shaving my head and then doing it. That way it's like barely any amount of hair. But I think I just have to commit to it. And whenever I do it though, we'll record it. We'll make a video out of it. It'll be funny.
I was honestly surprised because previously 14 Iowa State undefeated versus I knew Cincinnati was good, but they were unranked and they had a loss. I was working and I checked the score near halftime, and Cincinnati's up by like 20 points. I was like, where did that come from? But apparently I underrated Cincinnati myself.
Do you think I should like shave it and then do it, or do you think I should just go full commit? Like,
honestly, that's a good idea. Shaving it then, cause it got some style to it. You know what I'm saying? The red, why it's low. But you said you are
new idea. What if? I don't know if I could do it precisely, but what if I like bleached my hair so it's bleach blonde shaved, right? And then I get someone to like put the Cincinnati logo side of my head.
I like that.
We could do that if we reach a like goal on something, we can.
And people would definitely know that it was a bet.
Yeah.
Because no one would do that.
Yeah, and we could make a video. Okay, how about what's like a realistic but not realistic like goal for episode 2 of this?
Do you know how many likes the first one's got so far?
It got like 3. It had 20 views.
20 views? So we can say like 25 to 30 likes.
Let's say 50 likes. 50 likes, and instead of just dyeing it red to some capacity for the Cincinnati game, I will try to find someone where I can bleach it and then put the logo. The only thing is that the logo is not going to look clear because there's not enough room to put detail into it. But
as long as you can know what it is.
If we get 50 likes on this podcast, I'll commit to it way harder than how I'm planning on right now by copying out of it. But I'm not. My friends won't let me cop out of it.
So you're going to shave it all off, then get the logo.
But see, that's also a punishment in itself because I have a really big forehead. So it's kind of like, as much. No, it's still bad. It's still bad. Okay, anyway, next game. I'm done talking about Iowa State. They make me upset right now until we play Colorado. But big win for Miami in the ACC over Florida State. Kind of seems like Miami guaranteed going to at least make the ACC championship now. After that, the rest of their schedule doesn't play out too bad, and I really don't see a path where they can lose. I think the only team in the country that I think can beat them is Ohio State, Oregon possibly.
I don't want to play Miami. I honestly, as an Ohio State fan, I don't want to see Miami. They're good. They're up there.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I would not. They seem like the team that I would not want to run into right now. I kind of say them, Oregon. I won't say Ohio State. Yeah, I know you guys just beat up on Minnesota.
It's Minnesota.
We can kind of. Do you want to mention anything from that game stick out to you?
I'm looking at Carnell Tate, 9 catches for 183 yards and a touchdown. Looked unstoppable. Julian Sand, 300 plus yards, 3 touchdowns. It's Minnesota, but we took care of business. So
yeah, I think 2 biggest storylines from the weekend: UCLA beating Penn State, absolutely insane. I think I have in a blog. I'll try to pull up where I said it. I said it in my very first blog I ever did. I said, prime Tom Brady couldn't save UCLA right now. UCLA is destined to be a 4-win team at best. But now I kind of believe in them. And it was a really fun game to watch. It made me a little happier knowing that Iowa State didn't have the worst weekend. And I don't even think they had the second worst weekend. Knowing that Penn State lost, it kind of made my day a little better. I can't lie.
So that's like, where do you go if you're Penn State? Because that was James Franklin. I mentioned in the last episode, James Franklin was 4-21 versus, I think it was top 10. But their whole idea was that even if he can't beat the top teams, he was undefeated against unranked teams. But now you lost to one of the worst teams in D1 sports, I'd have to assume.
UCLA?
Yeah.
They not in the top 25, is they?
No, they're 1-4. They look terrible. But Nico, the quarterback for UCLA, had 16 rushes for 128 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, he looked insane.
Yeah, 27-7 at halftime is when I checked the score the first time, and my jaw almost hit the floor at work. Wow, I did not expect that in the slightest.
Yeah, they, I think they're out of the playoff already because
they got to go through Ohio State.
Yeah, I don't give them a chance to beat Ohio State. They still have to play Indiana.
Oh yeah.
So there's no chance that they can beat Indiana and Ohio State. I can pretty much consider them dead in the water.
Yeah, Drew Aller.
I don't know if they should fire James Franklin because I don't know who else you're going to get that can be better. A lot of people are saying, I've seen Matt Rule's name get thrown out, but I just think that's funny. I kind of want that to happen a little bit because I think it'd be funny for Nebraska to lose a coach instead of firing a coach for a change. That'd be kind of funny. But
that's just what I was talking about. Is that James Franklin? The argument was you could always do worse because you beat up on all the bad teams, but now you lost to one of the bad teams. I've seen a lot of Penn State fans call for him to be fired, but like I said last time, please don't. I like James Franklin right where he is.
You just want the free win every year.
Yeah.
All right, another big upset in the college football landscape, Florida beating Texas. And as much as this one, I guess, is still an upset and it's surprising, it didn't really feel, obviously it did not feel the same way as the Penn State-UCLA game. People are still today talking about how big of an upset that was. Texas also has, with Sarkisian, kind of has the same can't win the big game mantra going on right now. And I mean, they made DJ Lagway look good again, and I think we even mentioned on this podcast last week that he's not good. Yeah, he's not good at all.
5 interceptions in the game earlier in the season.
Yeah, I mean, he handed LSU that game.
Yeah.
I mean, all these different things, and then he goes in and, I mean, Texas, they've got a lot of problems, and it looked like Arch quit on the team at first, and then they quit on him, and then he played well, but they quit on him already.
Mm-hmm.
It was brutal. Tough one for Arch. I don't know where Texas goes from here.
Arch, I mean, he's a little overrated because of his last name, and maybe he's just not that good.
I mean, yeah, we can get into a little preview, I guess.
Oh my bad, we talking about the third man?
Yeah, Arch Manning or for Texas?
Their son.
It's Cooper's son.
Yeah, so Eli and Peyton have another brother.
Yeah.
It's his son.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's the Texas quarterback. For those watching, Kivante's not the biggest football fan, but he's here for straight vibes.
I know Arch Manning. I heard about him. I thought he had the sauce pass now.
Yeah, last year he looked good.
He looked good, yeah.
I mean, he played like 2 games against like some
Behind
pretty bad teams.
Okay.
Yeah, but so looking forward to this week, Texas playing Oklahoma. Do you give them a chance to win? I'm hearing mixed reports on if John Mateer is supposed to play or not. I heard that they brought in one of those magical doctors who magically heals you.
Painkillers. Dr. Painkiller.
And if John Mateer plays, Texas has 0 chance to win.
Yeah.
Right now they're 1.5 favorites. I think that's kind of ridiculous. I'd be leaning Oklahoma big on that one.
Yeah.
A little bit off of that game. Another big game in the SEC, Alabama, Missouri. Alabama turning their season around. Missouri, this is their real chance. They're 5-0, playing at home against Bama. If you want to make your push and say, hey, everybody, we're here. This is our year. Prbula's the best Penn State quarterback, and they should have stuck with him. This is the game to say that, and
yes.
I kind of think that they're going to do it. I have a weird feeling that Alabama's on this whole hangover from their last few wins. You know, they looked good against Vanderbilt. Could have lost that game, but they looked good. They beat Georgia. Might be a game that can slip past them playing on the road. What do you think? Do you think Missouri has a chance in this one?
I think Alabama was a little underrated to start the year because they lost to Florida State, and Florida State ended up proving that they're actually pretty good despite the 2 losses. The 2 losses, the one was Virginia, that was a big upset, but then their second loss to Miami, one of the best teams in the nation. So Florida State is good, and it's a good loss for Alabama, and now they're 4 straight since then, including Georgia and Vanderbilt. So I think Alabama's better than we all really gave them credit for, but personally, I'd probably say Alabama probably wins this, but like you said, if Missouri wants to prove that if we can even push for the playoffs, they got to go through Alabama. To be the man, you got to beat the man.
All roads lead through Bama in the SEC, or at least used to, not anymore, I guess. But do you have any worry about Ohio State playing Illinois? That sounded nervous.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so they lost. Illinois loses to Indiana big. I don't think it's going to be a walk in the park, but I think we will still be able to get them. We just can't overlook them because they're still ranked. They're still 22, beat up on Purdue. Purdue's not any good, but we beat up on bad teams as well. It's the first big conference game for Ohio State.
Yes.
So
yeah, first.
I think we got it though.
Probably the best team that you guys have played all year.
Yeah.
Illinois' offense is legit. I just don't think they've seen a defense quite like Ohio State's. I think Ohio State's defense is insane. It's the best in the country.
Game, 2 touchdowns allowed all season.
I mean, when you're ranked on the road, and you're playing a ranked team on the road, and you're still 14.5-point favorites, that's kind of crazy. I mean, not a lot of teams in the country can be on the road against a ranked team and still be giving up 15. So I do agree. I think Ohio State wins. To how much they win by, not too sure. I would not be picking this game, at least be taking a spread. Yeah. The over seems kind of free at 49.5. But I will give out a few of my picks. As you always know, I have the BeZRK Bets blog, and Week 7 came out yesterday, and I'll run through it a little bit here. So leading off tonight, actually no, not tonight, Friday night, not sure if this is going out Thursday or Friday, but Friday night, South Florida at North Texas. Love North Texas in this spot to cover. They've been kind of my underdog non-power 4 team this year. And I think South Florida's giving a lot of hype because of what they've been able to do, beating Florida, hanging in against bigger teams. But I think North Texas is very underrated, and I think they're being now they're 1.5 on favorites. When I had this game, they were 1.5 underdogs. Honestly, I think they'd probably win by 3 points, maybe even more. So I'm still taking North Texas in that. Next game I got is Texas A&M in Florida. I apologize, Aggies. I took Mississippi State last week. That's my fault. Hand up accountability. Won't make that mistake again. Florida definitely going to have hangover. They definitely think that they just saved their season by winning against Texas. Good luck. Marcel Reed's legit, and Texas A&M definitely going to win this game by double digits, I would assume. And next up, after that, I got TCU against Kansas State. TCU to cover. Kansas State still has not impressed me. I still don't know how they're only a 1.5 underdog. Kind of makes no sense to me. I understand they're playing at home, but you can't give a 2-4 team with a 5-point win at whatever it was against North Dakota. Should not be favored against TCU, who could very well easily be undefeated this year. 1 loss. I like them in that spot. Next up, one of my returning picks from the very first blog, I have UNLV to cover Air Force 6.5. I think UNLV, they just keep doing it. Some of their games don't look pretty. Some look really good. But this would be their first time starting 6-0 since 1974. They're hosting Air Force. And I think it's a comfortable 10 to 14 point win for the Rebels, only being 6.5 point favorites. Pretty fair for me. I like them in that spot. And then lastly, kind of my sicko of the week. Like, why would I be watching this game? And I've got Appalachian State to cover on the road against Georgia State. That's my sicko game of the week. Appalachian State just beat Oregon State. Do you know where? Have you heard of Appalachian State?
Nah, I made that face because he didn't look too confident when you said
well,
that.
I wouldn't. Like you said, I didn't know that game existed.
They have multiple 39-plus point losses this year. Georgia State does. And I don't understand how they can only be, I know that they're playing at home, but they're only a 1.5 underdogs. Appalachian State, they're a legit team. That's where Aguilar played, Tennessee's quarterback. He went to App State last year. So I'm a big App State fan in this game. I like their color scheme too. I've always been an App State fan of. And they had that famous win against Michigan.
Yeah.
Right in like 2007 or 8.
They're good for
Love App State.
Upset every once in a while.
Yeah. Oh, always.
That kind of team.
Always do for an upset team.
Yeah.
And so everyone hop on App State. That's the pick of the week for sure. All right, NFL picks. We're doing this again. Last week, obviously, as we said earlier, did not go well for Luke and I. I went 6-8.
3-11.
He went 3-11. Not good. So, but you can only go up from there. You especially can only go up from there. You're in the best spot here. You actually have the best record, and you haven't even picked one game.
For sure. I feel like I'm gonna go clear after this week.
You go clear? Yeah, if you go like positive, we've got a mountain to climb.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, let's get into it first. Thursday night game, Eagles-Giants in East Rutherford, New Jersey.
Eagles betrayed me last time. I picked them over the Broncos, and they don't look good. I've heard stories that their offensive coordinator's no good. Jackson Dart also didn't look good against the Saints. I think I'm still going to go Eagles here.
Okay, I thought you were about to take the Giants. I thought you were setting yourself up to take the Giants. I was like,
this is how bad the Giants are that I can do all this stuff and still take the Eagles.
So yeah, I'm kind of on the same line. I just think the Giants' offense is hurting right now. with the wide receiver issues, Malik Neighbors out for season. I've got Eagles.
I was also upset by the Eagles last week. I chose the Eagles. Jackson Dart, from the first game I saw, he had some swag I don't know about. I just liked him after I saw that game. But I'm going to have to go with the Eagles.
All right. We got Sunday morning, 9:30, NFL London. My Denver Broncos taking on the New York Jets, which I love that the Broncos are, this is one of their technical road games. The Jets are hosting.
Yeah.
I love that. There's nothing I love better than my team not having to waste a home game in London.
Like
with that being said, I have regained all faith in the Broncos after last week, and I'm back to Bo leaving, and I'm taking the Broncos all day.
I have zero clue why I'd even think the Jets could win a game last week.
I think I picked them.
I was like, Justin Fields is back there. The Jets, Aaron Glenn might get fired in his first season. I have no idea. I'm going Broncos.
Old Nick's throwing dice, Sauce Gardner can't guard nobody. So I'm going to have to go with the Broncos.
All right. Cardinals, Colts, and should mention quickly, we're going to take a 5-minute break to make a little story in here. The biggest headline that has come out of Indianapolis this week has been the Mark Sanchez story. This is all allegedly. The investigation is ongoing, but allegedly, Mark Sanchez was in a back alley on, I believe it was Saturday or Sunday night, and there was a greaseman who was coming to pick up the grease at this place that was in a back alley, obviously, because he was going to pick up the grease there. And Mark Sanchez was allegedly very intoxicated, and he beat up the guy after getting into an argument with him. The dude the elderly man the grease man was like in his mid-60s. He looked bad, looked really, really bad. Mark Sanchez was beating him up, and the guy did stab him 3 or 4 times, as well as pepper sprayed him to try to get him off. And there was videos that got leaked of Mark Sanchez walking up the streets, and he had stab wounds on him. Kind of gruesome, brutal stuff. But he went to a hospital. He woke up, and Indianapolis police arrested him for assault. And the man who Mark Sanchez allegedly assaulted has sued Mark Sanchez now for damages. And from what I was reading online, it sounds like the guy has a really good case in the lawsuit. Basically, it sounds like how it goes in most of these situations is if you get beaten up to the point where you have physical deformities, or where they can be like you will never look the same again, a part of you will never be the same again, that's when you usually win these cases. And it sounds like this guy has a very good case to beat Mark Sanchez in this. And I've heard this going around a lot if this is all true and Mark Sanchez gets found guilty, one, he could be facing actual jail time, which is wow. Is that a top 3, top 1 worst hangover of all time? Waking up to getting arrested and you have stab wounds and you got pepper sprayed. And apparently he was in this back alley running sprints. So your legs are probably a little tired from running the sprints. I mean, wow. I wonder though, do you think you know Mark Sanchez, right?
No, who is Mark Sanchez?
He was the quarterback of the New York Jets in the mid-2000s. He was the one that had the butt fumble where he ran into the center and fumbled the ball. He's that dude. And
he was spurting intoxicated.
Yeah, he was in the back alley. He's like a commentator now.
Oh yeah.
He works as a commentator now, and he was in Indy, and he was doing wind sprints in the back alley of a building, and some guy was there to pick up grease at the restaurant of this building, and Mark Sanchez got into it.
I feel like he was having flashbacks to that game he was just telling me about, trying to practice how not to fumble, you feel me?
He was back there, he was reliving the glory days.
No word.
So the 3 official misdemeanor charges were battery with injury, unlawful entry of a motor vehicle, and public intoxication.
Does it say how much? I read 1 to 8. I read 1 to 8 years jail time.
And he's probably if he gets sentenced to jail, he's probably going to get fired from ESPN.
Well, I mean he'll probably get fired regardless. Yeah. Even if you could get found, you could get proven not guilty in a court and that kind of thing. I mean, because it sounds like it's not really much of a case. I don't know. I'm waiting for more details to come out. We will report as we receive more news. But with that being said, the Colts are hosting the Cardinals. Yay! Colts need the city of Indianapolis needs some positive PR after that. So I'm going to go with the Colts to get a win here. What about you guys?
Cardinals, absolute meltdown versus winless Titans. I'm just taking the Colts.
Colts been looking kind of different this year. Defense, offense, I'm going to have to go with the Colts.
Do you like Daniel Jones?
Daniel Jones for sure. Mm-hmm. And then the Cardinals just pulled that off last week. Oh, no.
They lost.
Oh,
that was like
that fumble.
Yeah.
That explained itself.
Yeah. All right. Chargers, Dolphins in Miami. I'll let you start with this one, Key. What do you think?
I'm gonna go with the Chargers.
Back to business for the Chargers, you think?
Chargers for sure. Tua, he on and off throwing interceptions. But I'm gonna go with them. They don't even got Tyreek, so I'm gonna go with the Chargers.
They don't got Tyreek anymore. Yeah. I'm agreeing with you. I'm going to go with the Chargers. They need a big bounce-back win after losing to the Commanders in a game that I think the Chargers will probably feel like they could have won that game and that they should have won that game. So I'll take the Chargers getting a bounce-back win.
Yep, I faced a Darren Waller in 2 fantasy leagues last week.
Fantasy.
Comes out of nowhere, out of retirement, has 4 touchdowns in 2 weeks. Though I don't think the Dolphins are good enough to hang with any team that's not the Jets. So I'm going Chargers.
Alrighty, we got Patriots against the Saints in New Orleans. Drake May looking to pick up another big win, and I don't think anybody will pick the Saints. Unless I'm wrong, not any of you picking the Saints, all taking Patriots. Yeah, we don't really need to spend too much time on that game.
I do have a message from Mike Vrabel. For the love of my fantasy teams, give Travion Henderson the ball. I drafted him, and you keep using Butterfinger Ramondre Stevenson, and it makes me very angry. I'm going Patriots.
Yeah, congratulations to Spencer Rattler, though, for winning a game last week. I'm very proud of you, Spencer, and I liked you at South Carolina. I hope you're listening. We got Browns-Steelers in Pittsburgh. Luke, how do you feel about the Brownies this weekend?
I don't think the Browns have won a regular season game in Pittsburgh, gotta be since like the 2000s. Although Baker did win the playoff game in Pittsburgh, which was awesome. I hate picking against the Browns, but in Pittsburgh, Mike Tomlin's House of Horrors is what it's called around my house. I'm probably going to take Pittsburgh.
I'm going to have to agree with you on that. They had a bye week. Yeah, they had a bye week last week.
They're probably well rested. Everyone else in the division also lost.
Yeah, I think the Steelers kind of are in a spot where they can kind of look to run away with the division if they win this game, because the other 3 teams in the division would have a combined 3 wins. So I think it's a big spot for the Steelers here, and that's why I like them at home.
You know me, I'm going to have to go with my team. I grew up liking. I'm a Bengals hater since day one. I'm going to have to go with the Steelers.
You're a Steelers fan?
For sure.
I was going to ask you who you're a fan of.
For sure.
Alrighty. Well, we got Panthers-Cowboys in Charlotte, and I'm taking the Cowboys. I'll just be straight up. I'm kind of over. I was a Bryce Young believer at the start of this year, and I'm kind of over it again. I don't know. Ever since, did you hear there was a Panthers podcast that they've been doing? I can't remember how long they said they've been doing it, but the Panthers are so bad that they quit their podcast. Wow. And because it just brings them more pain, and they spend so much time on it that it brings them so much pain.
That is sad.
So R.I.P. to that Panthers podcast, but I'll take the Cowboys.
You got Rico Dowdle tearing it up last week, 200+ rushing yards out of nowhere from Cowboys cast-off to the Panthers. While Chuba Hubbard is hurt, Chuba Hubbard's also looked good, but the running game is the only thing going for the Panthers. Cowboys' defense is terrible, but unless you're the Falcons, I'm going to pick against the Panthers here. I'm going Cowboys.
I as well had to go with the Cowboys as they tied with Green Bay 40-40.
All right. I got next game up, Seahawks Jaguars. I'm kind of torn on this. I was just looking at this here while you guys were talking, and it's in Jacksonville, and I kind of have like a weird feeling that the Seahawks are gonna win. Like the Jags have
going toe to toe with Baker.
My reasoning is seeing how happy the Jags looked in the locker room made me think that there's no chance that they beat the Seahawks. Does that make sense at all?
Hey, but the Chiefs have been kind of turning it around since Xavier Worthy's return, so like they're not like their Super Bowl form yet, but it's not like they just beat up on a terrible Chiefs team.
But I mean, like I think that the Jags, they were so focused on beating the Chiefs that I don't think they're gonna win a game again. Not like win a game again in the season, but win two games in a row. So I'm taking the Seahawks. I just talked myself into it.
That's kind of what the Browns did to the Packers. You know, the Packers absolutely shut down the Lions and Commanders in Week 1 and 2, and probably overlooked the we were 0-2 Browns, and then we got the big upset. Same thing could happen. Sam Darnold and Jackson Smith and Jigba have been carrying one of my best fantasy team. They're awesome. This is a tough game to pick. I'm taking the Seahawks.
Taking the Seahawks?
Yeah.
What do you like, Keith?
I take the Seahawks, but damn.
You don't like it?
So the Jaguars, they lost to the Bengals the first week,
Yep.
and that's how.
The Jake Browning.
It was when Burrow got hurt.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. Like stuff like that don't make sense, but I'm gonna take the Seahawks.
Take the Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty.
Because the Seahawks' 2 losses are good to a good Rams team.
They're such a confusing team. Like I don't understand the Seahawks at all. I don't understand
Seahawks every year.
I don't like. They went from Geno to Sam Darnold, and they just feel like so interchangeable to me. Although I don't think Geno.
He's not looking good.
He's not looking good.
But that could also be a Raiders.
He might get benched.
Yeah.
Maybe Pete Carroll's too old.
I think the only reason he hasn't been benched is because the Raiders don't really. They still have Aiden O'Connell maybe.
Yeah,
I have no idea. They don't have.
No, they have Kenny Pickett is their backup. I think.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
That's not any better.
Yeah, that's not. That doesn't give you too much more
Browns
hope.
elected Kenny Pickett.
Rams Ravens in Baltimore. Is Lamar?
Lamar's not playing. I don't think.
Questionable.
He's questionable.
I've heard that he's more likely to not play.
More likely to not play.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I like the Rams for sure.
Yeah, I'll probably have a contingency on this one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. If Lamar plays, I take the Ravens, but I'm gonna go. Rams. I'll write down Rams unless Lamar plays.
He didn't practice. I'm taking Rams. Rams regardless.
You know what? I'll follow you on that. Except for like the Ravens' defense is falling apart too.
That's the
Rams
bigger
outright.
concern. I don't think it matters who plays quarterback for them. Their defense is awful. The Texans' offense had looked bad all season.
And then they put up 40.
And then they put up 40 like it was nothing. And the Iowa State boys were having a field day out there. 3 touchdowns for the Iowa State receivers on the.
Oh yeah.
Jalen had 2, and then Jalen had 1. Xavier Hutchinson had 2. Love the Cyclone boys making a big impact. There was 6 Iowa State players in that game, which I don't know if that's a record for the most, but it's going to get broke in like 2 weeks because the Jets have 4 Iowa State players, and they play the Texans this year. So great for Iowa State. I'm just self-projecting Iowa State onto this. I'm still upset about losing to Cincinnati.
Yeah, Nico Collins been letting me down though.
Who do you like, Rams or Ravens for this?
I had to go with the Rams, especially how Matt Stanford been going this season. You know, they lost to Matt Jones in San Francisco last week.
And you're a Kyron fan now, aren't you?
Oh yeah, hit that
Big
jackpot.
Kyron.
Yeah, hit that jackpot on FanDuel. Appreciate you.
All right, we got afternoon games now. Titans Raiders. This is gross.
Why is this at 4 o'clock?
This is gross.
Put any other game.
If you look
Jaguars Seahawks.
if you
that's a
look,
better game.
all 3 afternoon games are so gross to me. If Baker
49ers
Mayfield,
Bucks.
but they're so hurt. If Baker Mayfield wasn't in that game, that's an awful game to watch. Because the Buccaneers are pretty banged up too, and then you have Bengals Packers, which it might be interesting. But anyway, Titans Raiders. I'm just gonna go Titans, and I'm gonna stop talking about this game.
Yeah, there's nothing going here. I like Cam Ward. I want the best for Cam Ward. I'm gonna go Titans. 2 in a row.
I'm gonna have to go Raiders. I'm sorry.
You got the Raiders?
I got the Raiders.
Something different. I think we've all been.
They're playing at home. Yeah.
And for the new rookies is Cam Ward versus Ashton
Genty.
Oh
yeah.
First versus sixth.
Yeah, I like Genty. He's so much fun.
He's been having a couple of good performances.
He changed his stance back to his college stance, the nonchalant,
stance,
the nonchalant slow stance.
I feel like Cam's super hungry. I just feel like the Titans not matching his.
Yeah,
his
their offensive line. Yeah, it's not
sure.
I mean, I could see the Raiders winning that game by 30. I could see the Titans winning that game by 30.
Yeah.
Like I think they're both not good teams. But anyway, Bengals Packers, the 2-1-1 Packers against the 2-3 hometown Cincinnati Bengals. And Flacco back on the Bengals to play the
Packers a second time.
That's so funny. I love when stuff like that happens. I don't really give him much of a chance. The only chance I think that they have in this game is if the game plan is just like screw it. Jamar Chase is down there somewhere. T. Higgins exists, I guess.
I mean, Joe made a big play to a T in practice. I saw on Instagram, but like that's against. It's like air raid, no defense.
I'm still taking the Packers. They've got to start looking better, surely. Like they can't let that tie. That tie was so bad for them. Yeah. They looked so anyway. Yeah. Who do you guys got?
Who you
got? Honestly, I support Joe because I feel like he's gonna show the world something different. Cincinnati something different. But the way the Packers just tied with the Cowboys, 40-40, I'm gonna have to take the Bengals. I'm gonna take the Bengals. I'm sorry.
All right.
So Joe Flacco versus the Packers. Things are a little different this time around because the big secret to the Browns-Packers upset is that the Browns defense. Now we were at home in Cleveland. Browns defense held the Packers to 10 points, and I don't think the Bengals defense is near the Browns defense. Now Trey Hendrickson's great and all, but I think Shamar Stewart's been showing some stuff. That's really all they got going though. However, the Bengals receivers, you've got Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, light years better than what Jerry Jeudy has been doing this year. Cedric Tillman, he had Cedric Tillman in that game. Now he's on IR. Isaiah Bond still needs time. So he's got great wide receivers this time. Not so much great defense, as opposed to the Browns' great defense and not so great receivers. I don't know how that's going to work. Both O-lines are terrible, so that's not really much of a difference. And I think I'm going to have to go Packers.
All right.
I think the Packers got it.
All right. 49ers, Bucks, and I don't know, kind of in the same field as the Seahawks game where I'm like, I think that the Bucks should win this game pretty easily, but I have like a weird suspicion that the 49ers have this like weird Mac Jones seen a dead person aura going on with them.
It is in Raymond James.
Yeah, it's in Tampa. I'm still gonna take the Bucks. I'm a fake Buccaneers fan because my debit card has their logo on it for absolutely no reason, other than that was an option for free. So I'm gonna take the Bucks.
Well, so both teams beat up. Although, I've heard some stories that that's fine. My phone just dropped. That's fine. When the Buccaneers, I had my words straight. When the 49ers traded up the 3rd overall, I believe in 2021, selected Trey Lance. There were stories that Kyle Shanahan secretly wanted Mac Jones. So now he has him. So I don't think the backup quarterback being Mac Jones is that much of an issue. Although Buccaneers defense is mostly healthy, I think, and as long as Baker and Emeka Egbuka, Buckeye, are out there, I think I'm going to take the Buccaneers.
Who you like in that game?
I don't know what Baker Mayfield been eating for breakfast, but that's the reason I'm had to go with the Bucks. I ain't gonna lie, the Bucks been looking good.
They're fun. They're fun to watch too.
For sure.
I'd love to be like an actual Bucks fan.
Yeah, I think all 4 of their wins, the game-winning points came in the last minute of the game.
He's such a dog.
Yeah.
Baker is such a dog.
And their one loss to the Eagles, they almost came back again.
That would have been the most insane comeback because they looked dead in that game. It's kind of been like the story of a lot of the Eagles games though.
Yeah.
But, so we all got the Bucks. We got Sunday Night Football, Lions at the Chiefs. I like the Lions in this game. I think that the Chiefs, I think that this is a gap year for the Chiefs, in all honesty. It's kind of like the inverse of last year, where last year all their games were close, but they were winning them. Now it's kind of like all their games are close, but they're barely losing.
3 and 1 score games.
They're barely losing these games, and I think that they're in kind of like a rotational period where their older, like, skill position players are kind of aging out, like Travis Kelce on the offensive side.
Yeah.
Some of that defense is getting a bit older. I do like Xavier Worthy, and I like where their offense could go in the future. And obviously, that Patrick Mahomes, he's not even that old, so they'll have him forever.
He's not even 30 yet.
Yeah, he's not even 30, so they're not dead, but I think this might be, with the Broncos and Chargers looking better and the Chiefs not looking better compared to last year, this might be their, like, a weird miss the playoffs kind of year. But they could surprise me, and I would accept it. But I'll take the Lions in this game. They look like the best team in the league.
A lot of factors in here for the Chiefs. I believe this is the last week of Rashee Rice's suspension, so they won't have him this week, but he'll be back. And when him and Xavier Worthy are on the field at the same time, I think the Chiefs' offense is going to get better. But like you said, Travis Kelce is on his way out.
He's not been playing bad, though, I guess I should say.
Yeah, he's just not playing at, like, I mean, he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. He's just not.
He just doesn't get like those. He doesn't get like those big plays anymore. Where he'll break a tackle and run. Like now he's getting like 5-yard little shortcuts. But
so there's that. Creed Humphrey, their center, is very good, but the rest of their O-line kind of needs a refresher. Mahomes is going to be around. Their defense is very good and probably will be very good for the future. Trent McDuffie, he's pretty young. He's amazing. Well, I explain this online all the time, and you can literally pinpoint the exact time the Chiefs' offense fell off to the hiring of Matt Nagy as offensive coordinator. Matt Nagy is terrible, just straight up. And Mahomes went from throwing 50 touchdowns in a season to just what he is now. And they just had a tough loss, the 99-yard pick six he threw to the Jaguars. And the Lions are just good anyway. I'm taking the Lions.
It's a tough game. I can't lie. From my point of view perspective, I might think Patrick Mahomes, they might have it on the QB side. The Lions, they got it on the rushing side. And the receivers, I ain't been seeing nothing too big from the Chiefs recently. You know, Xavier Worthy, he just came off an injury. I'm going to have to give it to the Lions, just how they've been performing. I'm not going to lie, but the game winning, I'm going to have to give it to the Chiefs. Because you're not finna just lose like that to Trevor Lawrence and then try to come. It's football, though. I can't. I'm going to have to just go with the Chiefs. I got to go with the Chiefs.
Okay.
I'm going to have to go with the Chiefs.
All right.
Taking some different picks.
We got Bills, Falcons. Everybody on Bills. We can talk more about the other game. I'm on the Bills. Bills. Yeah, I think Josh Allen losing 2 regular season games in a row is very unlikely.
Yeah,
so
sure.
Michael Penix, you know that he has, like, I saw this on a show, that he has, like, for starting quarterbacks, he's 27th in jersey sales, which means that, like,
so he's like, nah.
yeah, like, and he's young. Like, you would think that.
Yeah.
I think it's because people hate his last name. It's too close.
Who 27th? His jersey picks.
Michael Penix.
For the Falcons.
For starting quarterback jersey sales, he's like 27th out of 32.
Well, you saw CBS had a typo in his last name that one time in a very unfortunate fashion.
Yeah, I mean,
so that was pretty fun.
I feel bad for him on that.
Yeah.
Front. But yeah, so we all got Bills, and then the
Falcons are on an upswing, but they're not there yet.
Yeah, they're not. I don't even know if they're on an upswing really.
I think Penix is.
They're playing in.
They have pieces, but.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they're in the NFC South, so it
Oh,
can't really be that bad. But Monday night, the later game of the two, we got a PMT Bowl. It's Bears Commanders, and I actually like the Bears in this game for some reason. I can't really explain too much why. I don't have any statistical data to back this up, but I think last year this was the game where the Commanders had that Hail Mary where the guy was trash talking the fans right before the play. And I think that the Bears might get a weird revenge game, get that game back, I think the defense for the Bears is going to show up. They're going to want that game back, knowing that they gave it up last year. It's in
Northwest Stadium, Landover. That's Chicago.
Commanders. No, Commanders are home.
Okay.
Yeah, Commanders are home. So yeah, I like the Bears in this game, but they'll probably lose, and it won't surprise me.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here. Caleb Williams and Jane Daniels, first and second overall in the same draft, going at it for the second time. I remember that Hail Mary because I had Jane Daniels in fantasy, and I got spoiled from you because I got the notification because we were on streaming delay, and I got the notification that he had a 50-yard touchdown pass before it happened. Oh. So I was like, what? And then it happened. I was like, wow, that's sick.
That's brutal.
Commanders looking good with Jane Daniels back, but Caleb Williams and Romo Dunze's been doing good. I think they're starting to figure it out with Ben Johnson, the head coach, being in Washington. I'm going to take the Commanders.
Didn't the Bears just blow somebody out? They got blew out.
They blew out the Cowboys a few weeks ago, but they had a bye week last week, I believe. Mm-hmm. And before that, they had that.
They beat the Raiders on the blocked field goal.
Yeah, they beat the Raiders on that blocked field goal.
Oh, the Raiders, that close. I'm gonna go with the Commanders. Jay Daniels and Debo, fantasy.
All right. Well, that is going to do it for the NFL picks. We will hopefully have the next episode out a little earlier. We can have those picks done before you.
May I say a message to Mark?
Go for it.
What's his name?
Sanchez?
Mark Sanchez.
Yeah. Okay.
You didn't fumble the ball like you did back in the day, but you fumbled the bag indeed.
That's wise words. We'll end the segment on that.